Welcome to Virtual Concert Hall's live music programs. Thank you for joining us this evening. Our channel is dedicated to bringing live performances and events from international artists, orchestras, and stages to the audiences around the globe. I am James Welch, and I will be your host this evening. We are presenting the Gala auditions. Musicians are auditioning for an opportunity to perform at Weill Recital Hall at Carnegie Hall in New York on our galas, and it'll feature soloists worldwide. Auditionees from many countries are seeking guidance and support from the judges through live comments, which you will hear after each performance today. Here's how Sound Espressivo started. We have a fun trailer. Enjoy.
No matter where you are or who you are, music connects us all. We started with a dream, but now we are paving the future. Welcome to the Sound Espressivo Global Competition. Fully virtual, yet bringing musicians closer together than ever before, now on a global scale. True live, inclusivity, diversity, connection, community, an extraordinary array of judges. Get noticed by companies all over the world. Prizes, scholarships, performance opportunities. Apply to be a part of the most exciting congregation of artists like nothing you've ever seen before. We guarantee quality and leave no musician behind. We can't wait to hear you on the virtual stage.
Our gala auditions are worldwide and are organized by Artist Ventures, Sound Espressivo, and Virtual Concert Halls in collaboration with Price Attractions, Vocal Arts Management, and Cicciarone Music and Art. Virtual Concert Halls is an internet TV broadcasting provider with a virtual stage and has the ability to reach audiences beyond the walls of conventional concert halls. As you can see here, we have many supporters that help us out. In addition to our major organizers, Virtual Concert Halls, and then we have Artist Ventures, which organizes events, tours all over the world, Price Attractions, an artist advocate management company. Vocal Arts Management focuses on casting singers for opera. Cicciarone Music and Art is a boutique publisher in Switzerland and Italy. And Sound Espressivo combines a competition and live performance experience, and we have our partners here to thank. Thank you, partners, because it takes more than just money. It takes resources, time, and dedication, and as you're seeing all of them here, there's too many to list out loud, but we could not be doing this without the support that you give us. Thank you. The goal of these auditions is to encourage, nurture, and reward musicians who are proactive about sharing their art and developing their careers. We are streaming on all major platforms, and I think YouTube and LinkedIn are the biggest ones where you can leave a comment if you hear something you like, or you want to say something. Leave the comment. One of our tech wizards could put it up on the screen. If there's a question, we can answer it. If you want to just say something nice to one of the performers, we can put that up there and give them a little love as well. But don't be shy. We love the interaction here. Sound Espressivo provides opportunities for musicians to discover their unique artistic voice, take initiative, present themselves on their own terms, and carve out their own career paths. There are no restrictions to how many auditions people can take, and there are opportunities for every stage development and every aspiration. We have expanded our programs and collaborations. Check out the upcoming auditions for Cold Orchestra for the opportunities with orchestras worldwide. We have a fun trailer for that. We'd like to show you that now. Enjoy. so many great opportunities that we have with great orchestras around the world, and one of them is Butler Philharmonic, which we were just with last week with Maestro Scott Woodard, and he's one of our judges today, so we'll be hearing from him shortly. But yes, that was a glorious concert, and here's to many more of them. So we're always auditioning for all of these opportunities, and if you're interested, find us on the web, click like, subscribe, send us a comment, send us an email, and we will get back to you, and we will tell you how you can apply to be a part of these wonderful opportunities. So without further ado, we need to introduce the judges so that we can hear some more musical greatness. So judges, we have 3 of them today, and who do we have up here first? Do we have the cards here? We have, Nvart Andreassian from Armenian National Opera conductor, winner of many conducting competitions. And then we have Jack Price from Price Attractions, aka Dikran Atamian, founder of Price Attractions, pianist, artist, manager, first prize of the Naumburg piano competition. And then last but not least, we have Maestro Scott Woodard from the West Virginia State Philharmonic and Butler Philharmonic, fabulous conductor extraordinaire. And judges, welcome. Do we have them in here? You guys here? Can you hear me at all?
We can hear you.
Yeah, I hear them. Hey, there they are. Great. How you doing this evening? This fine
Good.
Late evening.
Glad to be here.
Evening.
Yeah, or it's morning for you,
late for
isn't it, Nvart? What time is it
five,
in Armenia?
It's 5 past 6 minutes or 20 minutes, I don't know. But it's nearly morning.
Wow, oh my goodness, you're here
Monday
with us in the
morning.
middle of the night.
Monday morning.
Monday morning for you. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for being here. And
You're
Jack
welcome.
Price, you're in California, and
Yes.
so it's not too late. It's about dinner time right now. 6:15. Yeah. And
Early dinner, yes. Uh-huh.
Scott, you're on the East Coast with me, aren't you?
I am.
Yep.
Yes.
9:12 p.m. Yeah. Okay. So it's almost bedtime for us. I'm in Buffalo. Wonderful. It's great to have you all here, and since it's just so many weird time changes, we're gonna get right to the performing. What do you say?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we have someone from China. So it's already 9 a.m. for Chang Zejin. I hope I said that correctly. Forgive me if I didn't. And Chang will be performing Liszt's Valley Obermann. Chang, welcome to the virtual stage. Bravo. Well done. Well done. It was really nice to hear. Do we have the judges in the room? Are they here?
But we're hearing.
There we go. All right. Welcome back, judges here. I think to start off, we could start with Jack Price.
Oh, Cheng, that was great performance. Very, very great. I think I've heard you before, but I'm not sure. But have you played on any of these broadcasts?
No. First time.
First time.
First time.
Okay. You don't speak English, right?
Yes.
Yes, no. No?
There might be.
Okay.
I can use.
So you're using a translator. Okay. No problem.
Yeah.
No, I thought the scope of the piece was very big, big canvas, beautiful job of mixing these tonalities, that Liszt does, in this period of time, the kind of writing that he does. It's not my favorite Liszt, but you make it sound really like fantastic, like his other stuff. It's not. It's very fragmented piece, and it's really hard to make sense out of it. And you made a lot of sense out of it. The hardest part, I think, is connecting the same theme over and over with a different treatment. And you did it, I think, with a lot of aplomb and dispatch, and you varied the sound going into the keyboard, sometimes quickly into the key bed, sometimes slower. And it was very, very, very good color, especially this piano. I don't know where you are. It's, the lid's down, and we can't really hear the full range spectrum of color from this piano. And I noticed you have the music rack up, so maybe the sound is coming at you too much. You know what I mean? But I mean, you did a great job. I mean, it's not anything no criticism of the performance. Judging from this, I'd love to hear you play other Liszt, earlier Liszt, preferably. Yeah, this is some of these late pieces are, you wonder what's going on sometimes. And with you, I'm wondering less, you know what I mean? So you did it was very intelligent performance, beautifully executed, no problem. Bravo.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jack. And we'll move on to Nvart.
Yeah. Wow. Very beautiful. And I love very much the choice of the tempo. That we can hear everything, each phrase, each accord, each color, each idea, the end of the idea, the beginning of the idea, and I like very much how you tell us a story, how you tell us, how you describe us the valley of Doberman. And there is nothing to say, only one thing. I have the score, and I saw on the score that in the melody there is accents. You see, accent like this. Da ri ra ra ri ra ra. That's it. So you can do it. I think deeper because the tempo is slow, and it will even help to not confuse Liszt with Tchaikovsky. That's it. I have nothing to say. Bravo, was very, very good, very beautiful. And I think you have possibility to go far, not only with Liszt, but with our piece, other pieces. So congratulations, very good.
Thank you, Nvart. And last but not least, Scott.
Yes, Chang, bravo. It was a wonderful performance. From the very beginning, I was just kind of drawn into the warmth of your playing. And you know, I lean on Jack a lot in terms of piano, because my piano skills are abysmal, and I'm always impressed with a player who can handle Liszt and Rachmaninoff and these enormously big composers, and just the technical ability in it. Even though your broadcast was glitching a little bit when it got to me a few times, I could tell that you had given a lot of thought. You'd given great thought to that long line of music and what Liszt was saying at the beginning of the phrase and at the end of the phrase, and connecting those things as they go across the entire piece. So from the conductor standpoint, I sense that you are a very sensitive musician, and that you would be delightful to collaborate with. I sense that you would work very well with an orchestra, with an accompanying body. As a conductor, I'm always looking, when I hear these auditions, I'm always looking to see, do I think this person could really pull this off, with an orchestra, and still be so sensitive in his or her playing. And I really get the sense that you can do that. I thought from an artistic standpoint, it was a triumph. And I would dearly love to have the opportunity to conduct you someday. So bravo.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you, Scott. Chang, did you have any questions you would like to ask, or anything you would like to say to the judges?
你好，我想知道关于第二个主题是出现什么？是速度问题吗？
Well, hello. I want to know about the second topic. What is the speed problem?
So they want to ask about the second comment about was it a tempo issue? They're curious to know more about that.
I don't think so.
About tempo.
Did someone mention a tempo issue?
Yeah, I spoke about tempo.
No,
I spoke about tempo. I said it was very good. The choice of tempo was very good, because we had time to hear everything.
他的意思是，你速度很好，刚好，就什么东西都听得见，就是他刚才说了什么颜色呀，什么东西呀，都听得见，很好。
Sure的。
Thank you, Jennifer. That's our wonderful tech director who also speaks Chinese. Thank you, Jennifer.
James, could I add something to that?
Sure.
Yeah, I agree with Nvart. I thought the choice of tempo gave the lines room to breathe and gave us time to understand the complexity of it very well. I thought the tempos were wonderful.
他也想说就是速度，给你时间，你能呼吸，能够感觉那些lines 很长some yeah.
OK，
Wonderful.
知道了。
Did you have any other questions or anything you wanted to add?
我什么时候能知道结果？
Sure. So they want to know when they'll know the results of the auditions.
Very soon. We have to we have to discuss the judges' scores, and we will be in touch with you.
OK， 他说，哎呀，也就很，因为会很快，他们要就主要是就讨论，就很快，怎么说
OK，
Okay.
谢谢 ，Thank you，
Yeah.
谢谢。
Cheng, thank you for bringing this to our stage today. Wonderful to hear you, and I'm sure we'll be hearing much more from you soon. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Well, it's just goes to show how great music and culture fit together, and something our audience probably doesn't maybe fully realize is we do this fully remote. Everybody is in a different location. Cheng is in China. Jennifer is our tech director tonight, flipping all these switches behind the scenes, and she is a native Chinese and has graciously stepped in to help translate. And that was the other voice that you heard just a few minutes ago. So thank you, Jennifer, for that. And I mean, we're just all in the same world together, and in many ways, sometimes it's just the notes that make us communicate with each other, but then sometimes we help each other with different languages too. But we're all in different time zones, and we're all honed into this one live stream. This is not a pre-recorded video. We're doing this in real time here. So it's just great. And one of the things I would like to point out, one entity or person in particular that is honing us all together in many ways here is Jack Price. And I don't know if you knew I was going to put you on the spot like this here, but why not? Well, he runs an artist management company, Price Attractions, and our two other judges here, Nvart and Scott, are both Price artists. So, we're all in this network here, and around the world even. And Jack, maybe you could tell us a little bit about how people could get in touch with you if they're interested in signing up.
Well, usually they go through Zoom. My people contact certain people through LinkedIn and various other outlets, and then if they decide that it's something that they might that might benefit them, or they might be interested in it. We're a nonprofit organization, so whatever we do is basically for the artist. We pay the bills, of course. It's not like we don't pay them, but other than paying bills, that's it. It's not a for-profit venture or a big management like these big conglomerate things like Columbia used to be and stuff like that. It's more of a boutique management, and it's more personalized. People can call me usually at any time of the day or night, and I'll answer. So that's a trademark.
He's not joking. I call him at midnight.
Oh no!
Don't call him at midnight though.
I've gotten calls at 3 a.m. Where's my sparkling water in my dressing room? Or orange juice or other things. Yeah. So you got to be kind of available, shall I say, in a business like this, because otherwise you're considered a suit, and that's what I used to call them. They're suits, meaning business guys that don't know much about music or women for that matter. And they just kind of like, yeah, we'll take care of that. But, I think basically we'll do if you look at the website, there's something for everybody. You know, the idea is to get the name out so it'll get considered and then engaged. That's the whole idea. Wonderful. So you can't get engaged until you're considered. You can't get considered till you're branded, that kind of thing. And a lot of artists don't know that. They think, oh yeah, you know, you just sign up and then there are a bunch of concerts. It's very, very difficult, tedious work, and it has to be done, you know.
Everybody in this business needs help, and Jack has the connections. So
yeah, well, I know where the bodies are buried. I don't know.
He knows where all the bodies are buried.
Yeah, I know where the graveyards are.
He knows where some of the dogs are buried too. Yeah, and I have to say, Jack, I love the suit that you're wearing right now. That suit jacket.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's very trendy.
I have several colors. It's sort of my Elvis outfit. You see the color. You see
with
collar?
the little wings like that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Wonderful. And Nvart and Scott have been with you for a while. Nvart, how long have you been with Price Attractions?
4 years.
Yeah,
4 years.
Yeah, almost 2 for me.
Almost 2 for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wonderful. And I mean, we've just made some wonderful connections through all of you in virtual concert halls, and just last week we were in Ohio streaming the Butler Philharmonic Orchestra on a wonderful concert that, you know, and the stream was arranged by Jack Price in virtual concert halls, and you know, I got to go there and do the stream personally and sit right in the front row taking it all in. And Scott, I have to say that it was just a fabulous concert program. And
thank you so much, and thank you for being there to take care of all the technical aspects of that. We were really thrilled to host you.
My pleasure. Yeah, I mean, it was great to just see what the orchestra has done. You know, I mean, you have an internship, and you had 2 local soloists play from, you know, winning a local competition, and you played the Korsakov. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna say it wrong. I keep saying it wrong. Scheherazade. I always get tongue-tied saying that, but yeah, and it was just gorgeous. And you gave a great lecture on that, and we look forward to doing more work with the Kolorchestra project with you.
Yes, we're very much interested in that, and we're very much looking forward to having discussions and seeing where that lands. I think that would be a wonderful fit for us.
Indeed. And yeah, the Kolorchestra project, we showed a splash for that earlier at the beginning of this broadcast. I'll just mention, you know, it's an opportunity for artists to audition to play with orchestras around the world, or even composers to have their works premiered by orchestras around the world. And Scott's orchestra is one of those orchestras. Yep, there's the splash right there. And so if you're interested in that, contact us and we'll tell you more about it. But there was one treasure trove from this concert that we didn't get to show, and it was Scott's full interview that we did. We only showed the short version earlier, and I think since we have you here, Scott, it would be wonderful if we could just show that. And you know, we have it queued up, so why don't we just sit back, relax, and enjoy it.
Sounds good.
We are here in Hamilton, Ohio with the Butler Philharmonic Orchestra, and we have with us here the maestro himself, Scott Woodard. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, so this is going to be quite a wonderful program. I was watching the assembly this morning, and we're here in a high school, Middletown High School.
Right.
And the students of the school are playing with you, or is it a youth orchestra?
Right, it's our youth orchestra, our Butler Philharmonic Youth Orchestra. We do each year what we term a side-by-side. And we choose one piece of repertoire, and they prepare it before they come, but then we put the 2 orchestras together. So we'll have 130 or so musicians on the stage at one time.
Oh, wow.
Very exciting.
And all their parents in the audience.
Parents, grandparents, you name it. So yeah, it should be a raucous house for the first part of our program.
That's wonderful. Oh, I can't wait to see all that with the students up there. And how long have you been with the Butler Philharmonic?
This is my 5th season as music director. I'm closing out my 5th season, I came here and auditioned for the position, and then the world shut down with COVID. So I began actually in that COVID season, and we had some performances, believe it or not. I think we were the only orchestra in the area performing during COVID. We did some safe procedures and things, and did some recordings and things like that. So
spaced out chamber works.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's 5 seasons for me, and then we're preparing for the next, and a season down the road will be the 75th anniversary season of the orchestra. So we're very excited about that.
How great.
Yeah.
And is it top secret? Can you say any of the plans
Well,
at this point?
We're still working on things, but what I'm looking for right now, I'm actually doing research to find out what the very first piece that the orchestra played in 1951 might have been,
nice.
And then we're going to open the season with that same piece.
That would be great.
So we're doing a lot of research right now, and reaching out to our constituencies to say, this is what's coming. What would you like to hear?
Nice.
So lots of good things in the works.
Oh, that's fabulous. We'll have to look out for that. Indeed. So 5th season, and this is not your only orchestra, is it?
No, actually, I'm also an academic. I teach at West Virginia State University, and I have an orchestra that's sponsored by the university there as well. It's the West Virginia State Philharmonic Orchestra.
Okay.
And that's an orchestra I formed actually about 15 years ago.
Wow.
We had not had an orchestra at the university, believe it or not, until that time. And it puts together students, professionals, and community members who still love to play.
Nice.
And we do a wonderful season every year. We do 4 concerts each year. And then, of course, in addition to that, I'm active as a guest conductor, too, all over the place.
Yeah, where have you been recently?
Let's see. I go every year to a group called the Ohio Valley Symphony in Gallipolis, Ohio. Wonderful group run by a lady named Laura Snow. It's very close to my home, too, so it's a nice little commute and a great orchestra. We just did the Hanson Second Symphony there.
Howard Hanson?
Howard Hanson, yeah. Wonderful piece.
Great composer.
So I go there a lot, and I've been places that, Jack Price has helped me to secure. I've been to Florence, and I to Italy about a year ago and conducted the Florence Chamber Orchestra.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And a wonderful program with brass solos and a Mozart Symphony Number 40. And I as the old saying goes, have baton will travel. So I love going anywhere.
That's wonderful. And we have an exciting program coming up this weekend. What else is on the program besides the West Side Story?
Yes, the West Side Story is, of course, our side-by-side. And then the first half of our program really showcases what the Butler Philharmonic Orchestra is doing for young people. In addition to the side-by-side, we'll have 2, not 1, but 2 of our concerto competition winners to play. One will play the Lalo Symphony Espagnole, first movement. The other will play the Saint-Saëns Cello Concerto, first movement. And then we have a new program this year that I'm very proud of. I love teaching conducting. I had some wonderful conducting teachers in my life, and I love passing that on. And so we formed a conducting internship this year.
Nice.
So our conducting intern he'll be finishing up. This is his last concert, and he'll conduct the strings through the second movement of the Peer Gynt Suite Number 1. Agreed. The Ursus Death movement.
Oh, how nice.
And it'll be a really nice way for him to close out his season with us. So I'm really proud of that program. I think it's gonna.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's gonna go places.
And I mean, it's you have young aspiring students that are trying to get their feet wet into this, and it's like, where do they go? You play trumpet, right?
I am a trumpet.
Yeah, and I'm a pianist. Yeah, I mean, I would just sit down and start practicing, but a conductor can't just sit down and be like, oh, now I'm going to practice with my orchestra.
Right.
And you're providing that. So
yeah, and we, across the season, we've not only given him conducting opportunities, but there have been sessions on things like budgeting and season planning.
The whole 9 yards.
Yeah, and tomorrow he'll have his very first TV interview. And, the kinds of things that music directors do, we're trying to give him some experience in each one of those facets. So it's been a great year for him.
What is the application audition process if someone was interested in watching this right now?
Yeah, we're developing that right now. Actually, with Dylan as our first.
Okay.
I simply chose Dylan. I had an interview with him, and I was impressed with his abilities, and so I chose him. But going forward, we're going to be reaching out to colleges and universities, particularly in our area. But we're going to take a map and draw a pretty large circle. Yeah. And get information.
Start expanding.
Right.
Yeah.
On the program out to them, letting them know what the expectations are and what the the benefits for them to be interested in this program might be, and that kind of thing. So we're going to actually start having an application process thus far.
Nice.
So
so anyone interested, watch out for that. Probably on the Butler Philharmonic website, right?
Butlerphil.org. We would love to hear from you, and to anyone who's interested now, I would say send us your resume. Send us a letter of interest, and let us know that you have some interest in the program. And we
wonderful.
Certainly call you up, have a Zoom interview. I'd love to see this program expand.
Yeah, it's a great thing, and we need more of them. And
indeed,
it's so great that you guys are on the front side of that.
Thank you.
Training and keeping that mill turning. Now, we were talking about the program. We didn't even talk about the grand finale.
Yes. I'm so proud of what we do for young people, and that first half of the program really showcases that. The second half of the program is so near and dear to my heart. The Scheherazade, Symphonic Suite by Rimsky-Korsakov, Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov. I was privileged to study conducting in St. Petersburg, and so to study with professors from the Rimsky-Korsakov Conservatory.
Yes.
I've always wanted to bring this piece to this orchestra. I just thought this orchestra fits this piece so well. And of course, it's, as your listeners will know, it's the musical adaptation of the 1001 Arabian Nights, the various tales that Scheherazade would tell to the Sultan Shahryar to essentially save her life each night. She would tell him a story, and it's a cliffhanger. Rimsky fell in love with the whole thing. And if you know anything about Russian history, you know that 19th century Russia was enamored with anything exotic, anything of the Orient. Of course. And so he just fell in love with it and wrote the suite. And for our orchestra, this has been a wonderful challenge to put it together in a short period of time. But it's, the opening movement, the sea and Sinbad's ship, it's just so descriptive. And Rimsky was so great at orchestration that the colors of the sea moving and the ship moving on the waves and that kind of thing, it's just so visible to you, almost tangible when you listen to it. So we're going to do the entire piece, all four movements of the piece, and I'm hopeful that the audience will enjoy it.
That's wonderful. And I have to say, when I was watching this morning at the student assembly, you gave a wonderful lecture on that, and it was very educational and informative, and I hadn't heard the story in a while, and it just made it all that more special for me to hear just the excerpts that you played. And we have a clip of you giving that lecture, so we'll have to show that on our program as well.
Okay. Now, to just give you a little background on the situation, we also have the character, the Sultan Shahryar. Sultan Shahryar is not a nice guy. In fact, Sultan Shahryar wakes up one day and he finds out, to his dismay, that his wife has been unfaithful, right? And he declares that all women are unfaithful, right? And so he decrees that each day, when he gets up, he's going to marry a new woman, and the next morning he's going to have her executed. So he will never have to suffer the pain of rejection or betrayal again, right? So you might imagine that pretty quickly he goes through all the available women in his kingdom, and finally there's one left. Her name is Scheherazade, right? And she's the daughter, believe it or not, of his royal matchmaker. Well, Faure doesn't want this to happen at all, but Scheherazade has a plan. She agrees to marry the Sultan, and so she begins by the first night of their marriage telling him a story, right? But guess what? She does not tell him the ending, right? So the next morning, he has to let her live so that he can find out the ending to the story. And over the course of 1,001 nights, he falls in love with her, and she becomes the Sultana, and everybody is happy with her. Isn't that a great story?
You were talking about the Russian school, and I just have to ask because I noticed that your dissertation topic, the importance of the Leningrad School of Conducting and its founder, Ilya Musin? Is that how you say it? Yeah.
Ilya Musin. Yeah.
Ilya Musin. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I would be thrilled to tell you about that. In fact, I thought, when I submitted my hit submit and submit my dissertation, that the only people who would ever read it would be the committee who approved it. So I'm so thrilled that someone noticed that dissertation. But yeah, Ilya Musin was a pedagogue, teacher, in my opinion, should have been one of the premier conductors of the 20th century. But because of the situation and the politics in Soviet Russia at the time, he was withheld from having an orchestra of his own for many reasons. Anti-Semitism, there were a number of reasons why, unfortunately.
Start the list.
So Musin made the decision that he would develop a school of thought in conducting, and he would teach conductors. So he began teaching in 1933 at the conservatory in Leningrad, which of course today is St. Petersburg. And he taught there until his death in 1999. So 66 years in the same classroom.
Wow.
Yeah. And some of the world's most fabulous conductors, when you think about conductors like Gergiev, Valery Gergiev, Yuri Timerkanov, Semyon Bychkov. I mean, they're just, the list goes on and on of these conductors who have made incredible names for themselves in the world were Musin students.
Wow.
The entire Musin school of thought in conducting, which we call it the Leningrad School, because for his career we were talking about Leningrad.
Yeah.
It's all about natural body movement, and the idea that I can communicate to you ideas about how to perform something non-verbally. This is the great curse of the conductor: non-verbal communication. Right? So Musin's technique was such that he used gestures that exist in everyday life. We have all picked up a salt shaker and handed it to someone. And just that gesture of picking something up, and nobody picks up a salt shaker like this and hands it to you like this, right? So Musin,
not normally.
Right. Exactly. So Musin developed these techniques that we, as musicians, playing musicians, we all know exactly how to respond to them because we have all picked up that salt shaker, right? But if we pick up a brick, there's a difference in the musculature and how we pick it up and hand it to someone. We pick up a stone, we pick up a feather, right? It's all about that idea of picking up sound, taking and giving the sound. And
then how it's received.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And returned.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's an amazing school of thought. It changed really the way I'm conducting.
Wow.
And sometime when we had more time, I'd love to tell you about how I actually came to the Musin School of
I'd love to hear that sometime.
Yeah, but
another interview.
Exactly. Right. So, but it really revolutionized the art of conducting.
Wow.
And there are so many conductors out there now who owe their careers to Musin.
Wow.
A man who really was denied that chance to be a world famous conductor himself, and chose to see the silver lining in that cloud and taught for all those years.
Despite everything, still made a wonderful impression on music of the world and the industry.
Oh yeah. So for your viewers, there are videos out there of Musin teaching Also videos of him conducting in his advanced years. He did some conducting with the St. Petersburg Phil in his 90s. And still, nice. This is there, the gesture is there. It's really an incredible thing to watch. So I really encourage your viewers to go check out some YouTube videos of Musin.
Definitely. I'm definitely going to. And wow, that's amazing. So we're about out of time here, and I know we got to get you out to the stage here. May 10th, right. Yep, at Middletown High School in Hamilton.
Right now.
Oh, we're in Middletown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Middletown, Ohio, at Middletown High School, and it's the Butler Philharmonic doing a side-by-side, and we've been here with Maestro Scott Woodard, and thank you so much for your time here. It was great having this interview, and look forward to the concert.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope all your viewers can tune in and see our concert.
Indeed.
All right.
I enjoyed that.
Scott, that was so much fun.
That was fun. I'm just thrilled that someone even saw the title of my dissertation.
Well, Scott,
I can't believe
it's in your bio.
Well, I know. But
I read your whole bio. I thought I got to ask him about this, and yeah, I'm glad I did, because I mean that's just what you had to say. About how the whole world was inspired by this guy who didn't get to have the career that he was aiming at.
Yeah,
was still able to give it to everybody else.
It's such a sad story when you look at that side of it, that Musin could have been, he really could have been the next big thing. In fact, was supposed to be with the Leningrad Phil, and politics got in the way, and he was moved aside in favor of Mravinsky, who was there 50 years. But the good side of that, as I said in the interview, the silver lining is that he was then forced into a position where he impacted other conductors, and by doing that, he impacted the world of classical music in ways that I'm sure he didn't even suspect he would do. It really changed the way I look at conducting, the way I looked at music. It was a life-altering experience to get to study Musin's technique for the first time. I was really fortunate that some of his students are still out there teaching his methods. So
that's just amazing. I mean, it was. I have to say, as a pianist and conductor myself here, it was kind of life-changing just getting to hear you explain that and thinking about how I might move forward. In my next musical engagement, how I might use that if I'm conducting, and or just communicating with musicians, and and I was starting to see that quite a bit in the rehearsal and the concert after, because we had 2 rehearsals in the concert after that we did that interview, and it was just very apparent in your own conducting gestures.
Well, thank you. That means a lot that you noticed that. I had a career before as well, and I remember in those years of my career thinking, I'm giving this gesture. Why am I not hearing the sound that I want to hear? And it wasn't until I was introduced to Musin's ideas that I thought, well, that explains it. That's why I'm not hearing. The whole idea of a language of gesture that's based on natural movement makes all the sense in the world.
Why are you slamming a brick when I'm just trying to shake the salt?
Exactly.
Yeah. Unless that's how your salt shaker works.
Exactly.
Or your pepper grinder.
Yeah, it's interesting that Musin was not really in his lifetime even known well outside the Soviet Union. He really wasn't that well known until his students started to take these major podiums in the world. Gergiev, Tikhonov are the big names, but there were so many others, Semyon Bychkov and Polishchuk, and that list is endless. But just the fact that we're talking about him tonight, I know that Ilya Alexandrovich is smiling down tonight.
Oh, I'm sure he is. Yeah, that's just so wonderful. Yeah, you never really know. I mean, I call it the trickle down effect. Like, you know, I mean, something occurs and then you don't see like the bigger picture results for years after.
Right.
You know,
That's right.
it's, I mean, there's nothing that's really instant except clicking your link on your computer, which we're so accustomed to now. And, you know, it's not like that in the world of the arts. I mean, you have to work on honing the craft and passing that buck and letting everyone hone their own craft. And I think that, like, just from what you've mentioned, is like just like the perfect explanation of how all of that just kind of falls into place at some point. Wow, it was really great, Scott, and that's it. Yeah, it was a wonderful concert. It was great to have you here tonight to just you know, I mean, we only have one person tonight, but to just hear the wisdom of your expertise. And same with you, Jack. You know, always a pleasure to have you here.
To the interview.
And
I enjoyed the concert very much too, and the gestures. I watched you very much.
Yeah, Jack was hosting this concert.
Very smooth conducting. It's a no nonsense conducting too, I might say. Not to besmirch conductors that are all over the place like Leonard Bernstein, because I mean he did amazing things. But I really prefer, you know, Zell used to conduct with his eyebrows.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
And so did Reiner.
Reiner, yeah.
You know, it's like they did nothing on the podium.
Yeah.
I can't do a side to side with my eyebrows.
No, but I mean, they
up and down.
would do things with their eyebrows, and the orchestra knew exactly what they wanted. Whereas, you know, now the thing is the big gesture. My father-in-law was Gustav Meyer. He passed 9 years ago, but he was also kind of a minimalist, you know, not totally, but sort of. I just think there are too many big motions, and I really appreciated it's very smooth, but it's concise, you know.
You know,
that's what a soloist wants too, by the way. You know, they're always, you know, nonsense, you know.
Yeah, one of the adages that is from the Musin school is less is more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
there's a lot of power in those small gestures.
Yes. Wonderful.
I've had musicians tell me they feel safe with those gestures. You know, they're not nervous with those gestures, and to me that's the highest compliment.
As a conductor, that's one of the highest compliments you can get, because I think most of the time people say the opposite. I mean, one conductor to the other here. Yeah, I mean, it's I've heard quite a few of the jokes, which we won't repeat here. But you know, I think we're getting to the end here. You know, I mean, when we have few auditions, it's nice that we can take a little time out to do stuff like this. And Scott, I mean, we have your orchestra for Kol Orchestra, so this was just a perfect opportunity to just. Give you guys a little spotlight. We're going to be hearing more auditions for Kol Orchestra on between June 13th and 16th. And if you're interested in performing with Scott's orchestra, the Butler Philharmonic, or any of the other orchestras, find us on kolorchestra.com or soundespressivo.com and fill out that application. I believe the deadline is May 27th. So there's still some time, and if you have questions, just send us a message. You know, we're always here. We have our Carnegie Hall Laureate Galas, our last two of the season, in New York City in Weill Recital Hall at Carnegie Hall, June 28th. And on that program, we'll have the New York Chamber Players with Maestro Giacomo Franchi, and then we have our grand finale, June 30th. Featuring the Castanets of Madrid, the New Jersey Guitar Orchestra, the Chicago Kwanzaa Choir, and the Leonard String Quartet, who will be playing many, many modern string quartets and recording them for a new album. It's going to be just a wide range of different types of classical modern music, and if you're in New York, you should definitely come. We'd love to meet you as well, and you just stand outside that backstage door. We'll talk for hours out on the street after and get to know you, and hope that you enjoy the program. But all the tickets can be purchased at carnegiehall.org, and we'd love to see you at those events. We'd love to see you at all of the events. And with that, judges, I would just like to thank you one last time. Nvart had to leave. I mean, it was 3 a.m. for her. And bless her heart that she was up this late with us. So we give you a thank you, Nvart. You're not here, but I'm sure you'll watch this later. Scott, thank you. Jack, thank you. Always a pleasure, gentlemen, and lady. And with that, we'd just like to wrap up here by thanking our team here at Virtual Concert Halls. We have a wonderful team that is behind the scenes flipping the switches here. We have Jennifer Savage, also a price artist. She's flipping the switches and she's translating Chinese tonight, just making us all look good on the front end. And a lot of times the people behind the scenes don't get enough credit. They don't get any recognition for the work they've done unless something went terribly wrong. So thank you, Jennifer, for doing everything so beautifully and smoothly tonight. We also have Frane and Ante and Kiki and on our team helping us out, Marco and the fabulous Anna Ouspenskaya, my partner in crime here. Thank you, team. And what is after team? We stream. We are streaming on all major platforms, and Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Vimeo, all of them. You can leave a comment, and you can see that people are leaving comments and compliments here. So never be shy here. Our tech wizards, and tonight it's Jennifer, puts it up on the screen, and we respond. Thank you for all your comments. And one last shout out to our supporters. We have many supporters that help. And it's too many to list here, but it's just an overwhelming amount. And we thank you very much. And one shout out that I'd like to give as our supporters are playing are to all the private teachers out there that slave away and give extra lessons and work, advising on the side, and usually not for extra pay. Yes, an applause. Because even after the students develop into professionals, the fruits of your labor are still at strong work, making this industry wonderful. And thank you to the families that slave away to afford those private lessons and support their developing artist children. And with that, we need to sign off. We will have results in the next couple of weeks, and we'll be in New York, and we'll be so many places. Just reach out to us on our websites, email us, and we will get back to you. I'm James Welch here for Sound Espressivo and Virtual Concert Halls. It's been a pleasure this weekend hearing all these wonderful auditions. Have a great night.